Hey, hey, hey. Now, I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted fucking Bayonetta 3 or Splatoon 3 gameplay in the back, so I think I might just have both. That doesn't really matter, but it was hard to choose. But here is the Q&A that I decided to do for hitting 1,000 subscribers, was like last week? The day Future Redeemed dropped was the day I hit it, so, which is insane because I hit 1K after like a year of seriously doing content. That's kind of insane. So, hoping to get to 2K, maybe before the end of the year. It could be possible if I stay consistent. But I'm gonna do the questions on Twitter first, since there's only like 4 of them. There's a lot fewer on Twitter. I asked both on Twitter and my community channel, I guess, community post on YouTube. So first question is from good friend Sidekick here. Says, we've been friends for a bit now, but what is your actual name? I still don't know it. And I'll probably tell him that private because I don't like having my government name out there. All right, so I don't think anybody knows my actual name, at least like people here on the internet that I know. So I'll probably tell them in private, but I don't really like having my actual name known. Next question is by homie Marmite. It said, Mio or Nile, you have to pick one. And at the time, this one was very difficult because I just beaten Future Redeemed and I was in a Nile craze. But now that the hype has died down, this one is very easy without a doubt. It's obviously Mio. I still gotta go with Mio. I can't do this to her, alright? I can't do this to Mio. We've been through too much together. I have to go Mio. And then Musa or Musa, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. They asked, who do you like more, Shulk or Rex? And this one shouldn't even be a question because if you know anything about me, it's obviously Rex. Xenoblade 2 is my favorite Xenoblade game. It's also my favorite game of all time. So, and I think Rex is the best protagonist in the series, although Matthew is also up there with him. Definitely Rex. It'll always be Rex. And then Future Redeemed just solidified Rex even more as a goated character. It just makes me like him even more. And then Sir Sailor Star says, if you were stuck on a deserted island and could pick between Mio, Nile, and Shania to rescue you, who would you pick? Again, this one is obviously Mio, but I did consider Shania because since she's Mobius and whatever, she can like stop the flow of air, stop the flow of, air, and kind of like maybe that freezes the sea and then we can walk across the ocean, or she can use her Mobius powers for some type of shenanigans. So I was gonna say, but then again, Mio could just go into Ouroboros, but she'd need Noah for that. So I don't know, probably Mio because it's Mio. But yeah, that was really all it for Twitter. Sadly, there's only 4, so now it's time to move over to YouTube, which there were quite a bit more, and these ones are interesting as well. All right, and the first question on YouTube, at least, is by the homie Relic Earth. He's a legend, bro. He's been watching since like back when I started making Xenoblade content. I still remember a week before Xenoblade 3 was announced is when I like actually started making Xenoblade content, because before that I wanted to be a Splatoon YouTuber, so I was uploading Splatoon content, and that's when I started like actually taking YouTube serious and started uploading actual content. Before that, I'll just sporadically upload all these different types of videos, as fucking teenagers tend to do. They'll just upload all these random videos. But when I actually started to like focus on it, I wanted to do Splatoon, but then I realized it would be better if I focus on Xenoblade, because I did want to do Splatoon content, but eventually I'd want to cover Xenoblade. But since I'm a Splatoon content creator, no one would want to see Xenoblade. and I wouldn't really be able to make videos about it and talk about it. Since Xenoblade's my favorite series and I'm most passionate about Xenoblade, I feel like I would start hating doing YouTube because I wouldn't be able to talk about what I wanted. So I decided, hey, YouTube or Xenoblade is probably better to cover. And now here we are. That's not really important, but Relic has been here since the beginning, and I can't thank him enough. Truly a day one. But his question is, how do you like your burgers? This answer will tell me a lot. I'm not quite sure what he meant by this. Maybe like, how do I like them cooked? What do I like on them? I guess I like them well done, and you know, I'll put like pickles, mustard, lettuce on it, you know, the generic shit. Chick-fil-A sauce is actually really good on them too. I fiend for Chick-fil-A sauce. I put that shit on so much, it's not even funny. But yeah, I'm not really quite sure if that's what he meant. Next question is by Reflux. It says, since it's coming out after your future Redeem playthrough, like this video, I'm curious on who your favorite party members going to be. For me, it's Matthew and Rex so far. So before the game came out, the party members I was looking forward to the most were Glimmer and Rex. No surprise. Literally Rex and then his daughter with the Aegis. So obviously I'd be most excited for them. But now that the game is out, my favorite characters are probably still Rex, but also A. I like A a lot, especially gameplay wise. I play as A lot now. At first, you know, obviously I played with Rex throughout the entire game, and even post game, but he's just so broken that he can just destroy everything. It's not even funny. So I force myself to not play as Rex as to, you know, not get bored. So I just play as A now, and she's actually a whole lot of fun. But there is another character that I like more than A that I don't want to spoil because it is a post-game thing and I don't want to spoil who it is, but there is a new party member. But I'm pretty, if y'all beat the game, y'all already know who I'm talking about, but that new party member is I like more than everyone in the game. But as for the base 6, A and Rex are my favorite, and then Matthew is very close. Before the game came out, I was kind of like neutral about Matthew. Was like, yeah, he's just like another protagonist. He's like another Noah kinda. But as you know, the game started, and especially at the beginning of the game, Matthew he's like very charming. He's really funny. I love his sense of humor. He's kind of like a lovable dumbass, which is really nice to have since we haven't really had any of those in Xenoblade, except for like Adam a little bit, but not really. So I like Matthew a lot. He's funny, his sense of humor is great, and he's just an overall likable character. I like him a lot more than I thought I would. Next is the homie Jeremy. He's a real one. His support has been insane. Some of the like best support I've gotten so far. And he's got a couple questions. First one is, or I'll just read them all and then I'll go over them. Is what inspired you to make your first YouTube video? Favorite non-Xeno game? One food you can eat all day, every day. Most important, when are you going to watch Garen Login? I'm sorry. Best comment received on a YouTube video. Most fun recording which video? Says we love you, man. Always gonna root for you. And I love all of y'all too. I love you and all you guys. All of your support is like mind-blowing. It's still like insane and unreal how much support I get for like how small of a channel I am. So I really do appreciate all the support, and it puts a massive stupid ass smile on my face every time I read a good comment. So I really do appreciate all of you. Now, first one, what inspired me to make my first YouTube video? So my first video was just some bullshit ass upload, of course, but like when I first started actually taking YouTube serious, what was it, last year in February is when I like actually started. That was before Xenoblade 3 was announced. So I guess in January, as a kid, you know, I had the generic dream. Oh, I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up. Da 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 da. Like I've always wanted to, you know, create content on YouTube for most of my life, and now that I'm in college, I finally have the opportunity to do that. So I decided, you know what? Why not start up a YouTube channel? Because you know, I just wanted, I've always wanted to like build my own community of people that I can just talk to, have fun with, and you know, we can support each other. I always wanted to have like influence, I guess, and just my own little community we can just fuck around and have fun with. So, you know, I started making Splatoon content because at the time Splatoon 3 just got announced, and I created what was it, trailer analysis, and it actually did pretty decently well for where I was. Well, I think it got like 88 views in the first day. That was back when I had like 120 subscribers or something. So I was that was huge for me. 88 views in a day was massive for me. So I was like, you know what, this looks like it's working. So I'm gonna just keep on doing Splatoon content because Splatoon hype is up right now. But you know, as you know, like I said earlier, I decided to work on Xenoblade instead, and then I started doing Xenoblade challenge runs. So if you go way back to last year, my very first challenge run was Bringer of Chaos with Nia only, and it's a lot different than how I do challenge runs now. Back then I would just record the entire game, just like the entire playthrough of whatever challenge run I was doing, so as if it was like a normal playthrough. But like later on, recently, I realized it's better to just do it in one big video, as you know, it'll be easier for people to watch. So instead of multiple videos of just me playing through the game with that challenge run, I'll just do one big video, and those have done a lot better. And then, what was it, a week later, fucking Xenoblade 3 got announced, and I made a trailer analysis for it, obviously, for the announcement trailer, and I was the first one to make it. I made it like in a couple hours after the trailer came out. I was the first one to make the trailer analysis, and at the time only one. So, you know, I made it, I uploaded it, and then I went to sleep not really thinking much of it. I think I'd get a couple views off of it, and then I woke up to it having like 1.7k views on it. I got like 39 new subscribers from it. I was freaking out because like, what the hell, why is this popping off so hard, what's happening? So, you know, I capitalized, started making more content on Xenoblade 3, you know, like theories, coverages, and whatever, and I would just get huge growth off of the announcement of Xenoblade 3. And then the game finally came out, I played it, started making more videos on it after, you know, about the actual game, got a little bit of attention off that. And then recently, with the announcement of Future Redeemed, I got a massive explosion of exposure, I guess, and now here we are. So when I started, I was only at like 121 subscribers, something like that. Now about 1.1k, 1,115 to be exact. So in just a year, I went from 100 to 1,000. It's kind of insane. So I'm happy about that. Not, again, I just keep rambling, but what inspired me to make my first video is that I finally had the means to actually make YouTube videos. So, and I always wanted to make YouTube videos, so now it was the perfect chance. So I just did it. Favorite non-Xeno game? Okay, it's hard because I'm stuck between Metroid Dread and Splatoon 3 because I love Splatoon 3. I play it damn near every day. Hell, my second channel is entirely focused on Splatoon content, you know, kind of going back to what I wanted to do at first. So my second channel is focused, you know, strictly on Splatoon. So Splatoon has easily become one of my favorite series, quickly with the release of Splatoon 3. But also Metroid Dread, because Metroid is my second favorite franchise, series, whatever, right behind Xenoblade, and then Samus is like my favorite video game character of all time. So Metroid Dread is my favorite Metroid game. It's very it's so good. It's been so long since we had, you know, a new Metroid game. Being a Metroid fan is tough. We get a new game like every half decade. It's not even funny. If that, like every decade we get a new game. Metroid games are very, very sparse, and Metroid Dread was a long-awaited game that we thought we'd never get. It was originally planned to be a DS game way back in 2006, but the DS wasn't, the hardware wasn't strong enough for the team to make the game fully make the game they wanted to, so they held off and waited till Nintendo had a stronger system where they can fully realize their vision for Metroid Dread. Lo and behold, Switch came around, so they decided to make a game for that, and here we are. Was it 19 years? It was, I think, 15 or 19 years since Dread was originally supposed to happen. So everyone thought it was dead and it was scrapped, but they were just waiting, and now here we are. And Metroid Dread is a phenomenal game. But favorite non-Xeno game, probably either Metroid Dread or Splatoon 3 right now. And then one food I can eat all day, every day. Basic answer, spaghetti. It's my favorite food. I know that's the most basic and generic cliche answer I could have given, but it's true. Spaghetti is just so goated, and I could eat that shit all day. More important, when are you going to watch Gurren Lagann? I know I do need to get on that. I kept saying, what was it, a couple months ago, I kept saying how I was gonna watch Gurren Lagann and then make a video on like each episode, kind of like, you know, going over my thoughts on the episode and, you know, what I liked about it, what was happening, just like a little recap and my thoughts on each episode. As you can see, that never happened because first, I just keep forgetting about it. Second, I don't have as much time to, because I'm making other videos. Like, I have time to watch it, but I just keep forgetting about it. And then when I do remember, I'm not in the mood. So it's really weird. I will eventually get to it. I know I keep saying that I'm going to, but I'm going to get to it eventually. I promise you that. So it may not be for a couple weeks, couple months, couple years, I don't know, but I will eventually get to it when there's not much going on, because I still have to get through the Xenosaga playthrough. I still have to finish my Bayonetta Origins playthrough, and then eventually start a playthrough for Xenogears, because I will be getting that soon, finally. So I got quite a bit of content to make. So once I finish all that and there's like downtime, not really much to talk about, I will be doing watching Gurren Lagann. And then best comment received on a YouTube video. I don't even know, since I've gotten a lot of comments on a lot of my videos. So probably the ones that are like really super supportive, that like make me smile, because seeing the support like that always feels so surreal, and it's like there's no way people actually genuinely enjoy my content. They're lying. It can't be. So I don't know, probably like a super supportive content. And then most fun recording which video, probably the Shania video. That is my channel trailer right now that you can go look at. But you know, the tragic story of Shania, for those of y'all who haven't watched it yet, I made a video kind of basically like a deep dive into Shania and in her character and what made her the way she is, why the way she is, kind of just like a deep dive into Shania's character and how misunderstood and well written she actually is. That's still probably my favorite video that I've made so far. It's definitely the one I've put the most like effort into, because the script alone took me like a week to write, and then I spent like an entire day just recording the audio, editing everything together, And then I'm still like impressed and with myself of like the little, like the ending of that video where I kind of put like a montage of, you know, clips of Shania and then put, what was it, a step away over top of it. So it's like a little montage. I uploaded it as a separate video, but if you go to the end of the Shania video, you'll see what I'm talking about. That's probably my favorite part of the video, is the very end little montage. But yeah, the Shania video is probably my favorite video that I've made so far, and I don't think anything's come close. I've definitely had a lot of fun, you know, making the video, writing the script, recording, editing, and then I can't even tell you like the amount of satisfaction I felt once I finally uploaded the video, you know, got through the rendering, putting in the description, everything. Once I hit publish, it's like a giant weight off my shoulders. It felt so satisfying and just relaxing to upload that video. The payoff was finally worth it. It was finally done. I spent like 2 weeks on that video alone. So that Shania video is definitely my favorite video I've made and the one I've had the most fun with. Now, that one was quite long, but the next one is, who is the most British Xenoblade character in your opinion, and what are your hopes for Xenoblade Chronicles 4 characters following directly or indirectly Xenoblade 3, etc. So most British, I'm not sure how many characters are actually like British, because I know the stigma, people will just like, oh, they hear an accent, it's automatically British. But in terms of like actual British characters, I don't know which ones are actually British. Is Fiora British? I really don't know which ones are like actually British and not like other ethnicities. So just as like a safe bet, I'll say Shulk. Is Adam Howden British? I really don't know. This one's tough because there's so many different, there's British, there's Welsh, there's Norwegian. Do they have separate accents? I don't really know. Whatever Morag is, Morag in Xenoblade 2 at least, my favorite voice acting is probably Morag. Like Nia's Welsh accent is, oh, Mio's Welsh accent is even more, but Morag's is like, oh my, if you listen to it, it's like gorgeous. It's like so smooth on the ears, and the way the accent just like changes some words, it's like entrancing. But yeah, I don't know who's like actually British. Is Matthew British? I really don't know. But most British, I'd probably just stick with probably Uni. Is that British? I don't know. Her accent is very strong, so I'd probably just say Uni. Hopes for Xenoblade 4. Okay, this one could be a whole video in and of itself, but I'll kind of try to like cut it down a little bit. But if my last couple videos were anything to go by, I really hope Xenoblade 4 kind of what's the word, implements some stuff from Xenosaga. Now it would be, there's a lot of inconsistencies and reasons why it might not happen, because Xenosaga and Xenoblade are obviously two different like storylines that take place in two different timelines, or like take place at two different times, and incorporating Saga into Blade would kind of retcon a lot of things, or they'd have to retcon a lot of things from both series in order to fit them all into one story. But even if they did do that, I mean, it's Monolith Soft, you know, it's Takahashi. I'm sure they can find some way to make everything fit all together. So Takahashi is like the Yoko Taro of Xenoblade. He'll find a way, all right? And if not, then he'll still find a way because it's Takahashi. But yeah, hopes for Xenoblade 4 is that they'll incorporate some Saga stuff. As for characters, I want a brand new cast of characters. Obviously the Cloud Saga is over, so there's no reason to reuse any characters from that saga, so we can start a brand new saga, and with brand new characters, and maybe incorporate some some Xenosaga stuff in there. I don't want it to be directly, you know, related or following Xenoblade 3. I want it to be its own thing. What I want is, you know, Xenoblade X sequel to kind of build upon the Mirror Saga. Now that the Cloud Saga is over, the Mirror Saga definitely needs some love and needs to be pushed forward. I don't know how likely that's going to happen, but for Xenoblade 4, if we do get Xenoblade 4, I want it to be its own separate thing away from Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3 as its own, you know, new saga since the Klaus one is over. And speaking of the new saga, it incorporates Xenosaga into it. And if not, then give us Xenosaga remakes, okay? Xenosaga 4, something about Xenosaga. We need more Xenosaga content. But yeah, that's basically it for my hopes. Just it incorporates Xenosaga and it's not really connected to the Klaus saga. That's really about it. More characters like Mio, please, though. That's the one thing I do want. More characters like Mio. So basically cat girls. But I'm not into cat girls. As much as Twitter doesn't want to believe that, I'm not into cat girls. It just so happens they make the best characters cat girls. Alright, Nia, Mio, and Niall. They just so happen to be cat girls. I don't like them because they're cat girls. Alright. I'm never going to beat these allegations. I'm never going to beat the cat girl allegations, but god damn it, I don't like cat girls. I'm not into them. It just so happens that the best character are cat girls. Okay, that's all that is. And then the last question is simply, if possible, a stream. And as much as I do want to stream, I just simply can't because my laptop is not strong enough. I tried streaming once before. I tried streaming, funnily enough, I tried streaming the direct where Xenoblade 3 was announced, so last year in February. I tried streaming that and it just did not work. It ran at like 2 frames per year, so you'd be like a couple minutes behind of where it actually was. It'll advance a frame like every 2 minutes. It was actually terrible. So maybe, I don't know, now that I have better OBS settings and I know how to like optimize the videos, at least the recordings, as to, you know, have them not lag, maybe I'll try streaming again sometime soon to kind of like test it out to see if it's any better. But if not, then unfortunately I just can't stream now until I get like an actual PC or a stronger laptop. But for right now I can only really record videos and I can't really stream. I do want to stream though. It would be pretty fun to talk to y'all in real time. But as of now, it's not really gonna happen. But yeah, that's really about all of the questions I have. I left this up for about a week. So it's been pretty decent amount of time. But yeah, that's really about it for the Q&A. Hopefully I answered everyone's questions how they were hoping, or just in general. If you have any more questions, then you can just leave them in the comments of this video and I might make a follow-up or a community post or whatever, short something. But yeah, this was fun. I know it's kind of generic. Oh, 1,000 subscribers special Q&A. Everyone does that, but it's pretty fun. I want to see what questions people have and answer them. So yeah, again, I'm not really sure what gameplay I'm going to put in the back. Probably not Xenoblade, because, you know, it's not really a Xenoblade video and I kind of want to show off other games. So yeah, that's really about it. I might be gone, or like I might not upload too much starting next Friday, because Tears of the Kingdom is coming out and I'm going to be playing the shit out of that. So I might be lacking a little bit on content, but it's alright. But yeah, that's really about it. So as always, thanks for watching. Have a damn good day. Stay safe, be well, and play some goddamn Xenoblade.